It's important to find venues where a large number of stakeholders representing various aspects of the stakeholder community, advocacy, industry, academia are convening, which gives us an opportunity in a relatively short period of time to be able to communicate what it is that we're doing, what our priorities are, what our plans are. This collaboration that we've had with advocacy group Stop Foodborne Illness, they and we have worked together for the last several years on a webinar series where often our technical experts come and present on a particular topic over the course of this several years in this webinar series. And actually they took the opportunity because so many of the stakeholders were at this conference to record the final episode in this webinar series, and that topic was around food safety culture. But I think it's a great example of how we can work with stakeholders together to solve a particular problem. Here the problem basically being giving the public more information than they otherwise would have. And so just a great a collaborative opportunity. One of the hardest things to succeed at when we're managing a recall is reaching individuals who already have the product in their home. You know, it's one thing to work with a relatively small set of distributors or retailers to take something off the shelf before it has been sold. Which is hard enough as it is, but it's a much different thing to try to reach a consumer who actually has the recalled product in their home, and we want to reach them so that they discard that product. I was having a conversation with Mitzi Baum, who's the head of Stop Foodborne Illness, and they've been doing research about what language is effective at reaching people. It isn't necessarily going to be in a press release, but words that get people to stand up and take notice when they come across something in social media. And so they're going to share that research with us, which we are very interested in seeing. You know, good idea is a good idea is a good idea. It doesn't matter who came up with it. A laboratory that focuses its work on food processing. Microbial contamination can occur in multiple parts of the production of food. So industry can come and say, hey, we're having this kind of problem in this kind of processing situation, and we and our colleagues at the Illinois Institute of Technology can come up with a project to evaluate the situation and hopefully come up with solutions to the problem. And I will often say this, is that, you know, we don't make food. So it's important to talk to those who make food. And this is a laboratory that actually simulates the processing in food. And so they had, and I think it's a very good idea, the university convenes an industry advisory panel that we also participate in, where food manufacturers get together and talk about the specific kinds of processing challenges that they're having. So they're getting advice from the companies who are food processors, and often that advice is used by the university and by FDA to tailor a study to determine how we may be able to correct a problem that an industry is having. So I think it's another great example of collaboration, learning from those who are having the problem, to help them explain to us what the problem is so that we can actually do some research to potentially solve a problem. Nate Anderson, who's the director of our laboratory at the Moffitt Center, offered to drive me to the airport. I said, Nate, that's okay. I can get to the airport on my own. And he says, no, I'm going to the airport too. I said, well, where are you going, Nate? He goes, I'm going to Athens, Georgia. I'm going to go down for about a week to help them run the pasteurizer for the pasteurization study that we're doing. So just one more example of, in my visits to our laboratories, just how instrumental our team is on some of the most pressing problems that we are facing at the FDA. And then this couldn't be a better example than many of the other examples I've shared with you over time of our expertise on milk pasteurization being so timely and important at this time as we're researching that very thing right now. The technical expertise of our team at the Moffitt Center is proving to be invaluable to helping our colleagues at ARS understand about how to effectively and successfully run a pasteurizer.